I started Monterey Bay Whale Watch in 1992 for my love of the ocean, and also I had a love of teaching kids about the whales, and that's how I first started. I actually got school groups to come out, and I did plankton tows, and we learned about how to do research. I was just finishing up my degree at the Marine Lab at Moss Landing with my graduate degree, which I did on Pacific white-sided dolphins, and I had started my killer whale research back then. Monterey Bay is unique because as soon as you leave the harbor, within a few miles we reach the canyon, and it's like the Grand Canyon below the water. So we have deep water really close to shore, and that means animals that are found further out in other places we can see close here, which really makes it for a nice whale watching trip for the public. And this gives us a chance to educate the public about the animals here and about other issues in the marine environment. Monterey Bay, besides the canyon, is a major upwelling zone. One of the exciting things that happens on our trip is we get, quote, friendly humpbacks. They're curious whales, which humpbacks do that in other areas as well. And I've noticed an increase in this friendly behavior over the years, over the 20 years since I've been doing this. So sometimes we're just stopped in the water, we're not in gear, and the whales actually come right up to the boat. They're curious, they roll on their side, they put their pectoral fins in the air, they spy hop, they might rub on the bottom of the boat, but they're obviously coming to us, and it's an amazing experience. People come away with that and they just can't believe that they've seen this happen, and they've actually witnessed whales on their own come right up to us. And it's happening more than it used to. Whales now know that they are not being harmed, they're not being hunted in this area, they're fully protected, so there's no reason for them to fear us in anything. They're curious about us. Sanctuary is a big factor in the sustainability of the area. The water is monitored, animals are monitored more closely, there's no oil or gas drilling allowed. Monterey actually could be a model for other areas for sustainable and responsible whale watching. This is an ideal location, and we contribute to that by conducting, I feel very proud of, trips that are very responsibly run. We have captains that are very knowledgeable and trained. They're marine biologists, some of them are, as well as our marine naturalists are also biologists too. So we have both the education and the conservation aspect, as well as research involved with our trips. We run longer trips than a lot of the other places in the area. Everybody does their own thing, but we have trips a little bit on the longer side, and that's so we have more time with the animals. We don't have to rush. We're not there just to go out and come back. We want to actually have an experience and let the passengers experience the animals in their natural environment. The behavior of the whales often change if they're there a little bit longer, and people appreciate that. We have time to educate them. We go around and answer questions. We show baleen. So that extra time really makes a difference in our trips, and that's been a big part of what we do. We have the naturalists on board specifically to talk to the people. We have a program where kids can get involved and learn more about the marine environment. One of the reasons that I really had a strong interest in continuing to be in Monterey Bay and start our whale watching was also continuing my research on the killer whales here, and it's been happening over 20 years now. We know 3 generations, which is really exciting to know the individuals. There's a group called the CA51s. They're also called the, quote, friendly pod, because they do, when we're stopped, sometimes will come right up to the boat and check us out more so than other individuals. So we know CA51 is the adult female, and she has her daughters and her sons, and some of her daughters have also had calves. So 3 generations now we've learned, and there's several groups we know have long-term histories on. We were the first ones where the killer whales, as part of our research, were filmed attacking gray whales in the wild. That was the first time that was filmed. Anyway, we feel very proud that our company is chosen for these events, these news events and TV documentaries, because we're doing things properly. This is from 3 days out in the ocean. There's a whole bunch of mylar balloons plastic wrappers. So, you know, we pick them up and then we talk to the kids and the public about balloons and also about plastic and the problems we have with that in the ocean. These are my co-captains, Hannah, Sam, and Andy. Andy's 14 years old and he's seen more killer whales than any dog in the world, I guarantee it. And all of them come along with me when I go out. They've all been out since they were puppies, and they're a great way to get the kids comfortable on the boat and introduce them to the dogs and then go into the whales. So they're part of the trip, and actually people take sometimes more pictures of the dogs than they do of the whales.